humbled to be amongst great people here today, this week. And we hope that the message that we'll carry back to our young people will be a good message, a positive message. And that they'll carry the work that Shingwauk started, that we carry, and they'll carry. So I want to thank all of you, each and every one of you, from my heart, for listening to the little bit that I have to say. I want to as well acknowledge some of the people who have helped us along the way. I would be remiss to not mention Algoma University and Dr. Richard Myers, who was able to pay for my trip to be here today, and some of my colleagues as well contribute for some of the financial costs. Without their contribution, we would not be here. A good friend of ours who started with Eddie and I on this and really facilitated a lot of the discussion at Algoma University and Shingwauk, and we entered into a special employment relationship with the university, where he worked for both institutions. Jerry Fontaine from Manitoba, Seguin First Nation in Manitoba, was probably the first employee at Shingwauk, and we got to give him credit for starting this and facilitating this relationship and really guiding us to where we are today. And I want to thank him and give him recognition as well as his uncle, who is the former National Chief of the Assembly of First Nations, Bill Fontaine. It was the former National Chief who witnessed the covenant that we signed with Algoma University. He was there, present, and supported through the Assembly of First Nations, the covenant, and his signature is attached to that. So it gave it national presence in Canada. The Grand Chief of the Anishinaabe Nation, Patrick Madabi, who throughout his leadership, not only as a Grand Chief, but as a chief in his community, as a chief of the Lake Huron area, has stood with us all the way because he sees the value of education. And as he moved up from a community chief to Lake Huron chief to where he sits now as the Grand Chief, he has been one of our strongest supporters and believes strongly that we are doing the right thing. And through his organization and through his leadership, they have provided both the moral support and they've provided some financial support for us as well. The two chiefs of our local area, from the Batchewana First Nation, Chief Dean Sayers, who's been a strong supporter, who's been a guest lecturer in our classes, who's been a student in one of our classes as well. And he's standing with us as well to do what we are doing as well. Chief Lyle Sayers from my home community, who's a direct descendant of Chief Shingwauk. And in his 17 years as chief, continuously supports overwhelmingly what we're doing. Has never ever questioned what we've done. And always told us we're doing the right thing. To Amy Sayers, our only employee, who's been with her, and she could have went anywhere in the world. She's a bright young lady. Peter got to meet her. To the many volunteers who have come to Shingwauk over the years, and you had many. often we think money is the solution, but the experience at Shingwauk is volunteers make a difference.
要给所有的人签名，然后给我资料。他们说交给就是省的，
But I want to say, particular to
签完之后给你们这。
Luis here, Douglas Kennedy, scholar, true scholar. And you can't find many of those scholars in Canada.
导师也，
And not everyone is given a true scholarship. Volunteers their time. And to
还有
Dr. Rini Galish, a Fulbright scholar, who has contributed a lot of her time and effort to help us succeed. And many other people who have come to volunteer. And students who volunteer. They just show up. We don't know where to come from. They show up at our door wanting to help because they see the truth and they see what they're doing is right. And they see value to what they're doing. And that's what it's about. It's about students. It's about our children. It's about the babies. And that's what we want to do. And I believe that's what WINHEC is about as well. It's about our children. Building a better life and a brighter future for our children. So I also want to thank Dr. Peter Mahone and the site committee. They touched our hearts. They came to Shingwauk. One thing I also want to talk about as well is that one of our efforts and the work we're doing is that Shingwauk, we want to build a National Chiefs Library. And the intent of the National Chiefs Library is to create a central place where we can house all of our history. A repository for all the information. It could be treaties, it could be historical documents, it could be cultural items. And this National Chiefs Library would be dedicated after the various national chiefs of the Assembly First Nations. As an example, the first president or the second president of the National Indian Brotherhood at the time, which is the Assembly First Nations, George Manuel, wrote a book, many things. And so you want to create the George Manuel School of Fine Arts and Literature for our people. Matthew Kunkam, a young Cree leader from northern Quebec, dedicated a lot of his life towards the environment. We want to create the Matthew Kunkam School of Environmental Studies, and so forth. Bill Fontaine, former national chief, as we may know or not know, was the principal one who made the deal for the residential schools compensation package. The Bill Fontaine School of Study of Residential Schools and so forth. Because the world needs to hear our story. They need to know who we are. And as long as we're stuck in Western systems, they'll never hear our story. The gatekeepers will block us from telling the truth. And we need to break those doors down and tell the truth so that the world knows. The lie cannot continue to happen. And our children need to hear the truth as well. So closing on my part, Dr. Bernhardt, committee members, guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, I want to thank you for this opportunity for me to be here today and to share a little bit about all the hard work that we do at Shingwauk. in the achievements that we're doing. And to let you know that whatever happens, we're going to stand with you regardless, because just the one day that we heard here today, this is just a powerful movement. It's powerful. There's so much positive energy that we witnessed in this one day. We felt a little bit about it when Peter come to visit, but when everybody's in the room, it's different, because we're talking about us and the things that we want to do. So thank you very much, Rich, and I'll hand it over to my colleagues.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Manido. Je vois un chinois et un là. Je vois un blessé de la classe. Was si nous ne. Donc mais je n'ai pas vu un de nous deux. Les deux matchs. You know mais je suis souvent donc mais souvent mais il nous a je pas vu what. You know, suddenly going in it, rather, yeah. You get them in Taiwan, the Taiwan and Shinabe, you know, he put it in it, more they will not, what's what. Let's have an option again. As I said in our sacred language, the Ojibwe language, all the languages of all the indigenous people of the world bear a sacred language, which is a gift of our Creator. It is a reason that a colonizer has gone after our language so intensely to wipe it from the face of the earth, knowing that a people without a language are no longer a people, a nation. So with that, we realize that according to the information, the stats that are being created all over our country, that less than 7% of our people still speak the sacred language of which we are born. My name, Part2 in this language, in this English language, means the sound of the thunderbird, the sound of the messenger. That is the name that I was given in a sacred manner. I was born in a wigwam, in a lodge, in the northern woods of a place called Wisconsin. In a colonizer language, it is a state of the United States called Wisconsin. In our language, however, it is pronounced Awiskasizibe, the river of many turns, of many twists and turns. And that is our homeland. I was born in a wigwam just before daybreak. On that day, my father said, "A new voice begins." And from that statement of my father was taken by the dreamer and the giver of names for my name, Part2, a new voice begins, the voice of Thunderbird. And just very briefly, I want to give you an idea about where we are today, where I am today. The word that we pronounce, Anishinaabe, means all original people of the world. All the original people of the Great Turtle Island are first Anishinaabe. We are the Ojibwe speaking Anishinaabe. All other Anishinaabe we call as they call themselves. The Kiowa Anishinaabe, the Lakota Anishinaabe, the Navajo Anishinaabe, the Quechua Anishinaabe, So the word Anishinaabe in our language means all of us original indigenous people of the land, of the world. So I'm happy to be here. And again, just briefly, I want to give you a sketch of who I am. Of course, you can find out who I am if you look on the posters of the United States Post Office, the wanted posters. And you can get a description of who I am and what I do from the RCMP, the FBI, and the Interpol. My parents did not allow me to go to a white man's school until I was 9 years old. And I thank them every day for that great insight that they had. Because their reasons